the 2019 Pinocchio might be the most intense, scary live-action version of Pinocchio that I've ever seen. I still think the Disney animation is the scariest, but this is a really strong film. This was released in 2019. It's directed by Matteo Garrone, written by Garrone and Massimo Ceccherini, and I apologize if I've mispronounced any of those names, based on, of course, The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. And I've never read Pinocchio, and I feel like I should because I watch a lot of adaptations. But I guess the point there is that I can't comment on how well it's adapted from the story, but based on other Pinocchio films, it follows the story quite well. And we have a cast including Federico Ielapi, and again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing these names, as Pinocchio, who also did the dubbing for the English version as well. And we have Roberto Benigni as Geppetto. And of course, it's the story of a little wooden puppet who wants to be a real boy and gets into a bit of trouble and leaves Geppetto in a panic. And there are a lot of lessons in this, largely about honesty and not lying, as of course we have Pinocchio with his ever-growing nose. And the story is obviously a great one with a lot of lessons. I think the pacing is great. There's a lot of emotion in this, and it is very intense. As I said, for me at least, I feel like it's one of the scariest versions. Even when scary things aren't happening, there are obviously, I don't want to spoil it, of course, in case you're not familiar with Pinocchio, but there are certain things that happen that are quite scary. But even when the things that are happening aren't necessarily scary, it always has this eerie atmosphere. We have some really interesting costumes and makeup and characters, and it just always has this unsettling atmosphere, but in a really satisfying way. And the design of Pinocchio, how they achieved the appearance of Pinocchio, I thought just looked absolutely fantastic. We have some really fabulous costumes. The locations are just absolutely stunning. This is filmed in Italy, as you can imagine, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Some really, really beautiful scenes. The camera work's great, the lighting is great. It's stunning. It's eerie. The storytelling is fantastic. The character writing for Pinocchio is brilliant. The performances are very, very strong. If you're a fan of Pinocchio, absolutely check out this version. I think you'll really thoroughly enjoy it. I don't know if it's my favourite live-action Pinocchio. There are some really great ones out there. It's certainly very different to a lot of the others that I've seen. It's very strong. It's a contender to be my favourite. I don't know which my favourite would be, but it's up there. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously a great story, great storytelling, great characters, fabulous costumes and set designs. Visually, a very impressive film. Really eerie atmosphere throughout a lot of it. And that's not to say it's not suitable for younger viewers. According to IMDb, it does have a PG rating. But I will be honest, I was very scared of a lot of things as a child, which is weird because horror is my favourite genre and I have a very high threshold for it now, but as a child, absolutely not. I watched The Little Vampire and didn't watch horror again for over a decade. So as a child, I would have been too scared by this. I don't think it would have worked for me. But as long as a child isn't fazed by this kind of thing, then yeah, it seems to be rated PG according to IMDb. I loved it. I thought the 29 Pinocchio was a very, very strong film. Absolutely one of the best versions I've seen. Again, I haven't read the book, so I can't comment on how it compares. In fact, after this, I'm going to go and add the book to one of my to-read lists somewhere. I'm going to get around to it eventually, and I can't comment on what the adaptation is like. But based on other versions of the story I've seen, this is a very good telling of the tale. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And needless to say, I'm very, very happy to recommend the 2019 Pinocchio.